End of the time, and it's just completely wrong. And so we're still going to need engineers. And one engineer said, and the worst part is that the junior engineers think that it's right. And so they're asking for it and they're just submitting what the AI tool did. You need to understand, you've got to still have the engineering background in order to look at the code and say, okay, the tool didn't do very good here. I need to fix it. We did the same thing with synthesis. And Don and I have done a number of papers where we've talked about that. I mean, people ask, why did you run D-level simulation? She ran the RTL simulations and it ran just fine. Yeah, but the synthesis tool often would produce something different results than what you had to begin with. Don, did you want to make a comment?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I can share some thoughts.
Sure.
I'm not on the panel, but I've never been known not to talk.
Welcome on board.
So your statement about put out a job, I actually heard a quote from my current VP. He says, is AI going to present a job? No. If you don't use AI, you won't have a job.
I think that's
the same thing was true with synthesis. Those who got into synthesis still have a job. Those who refused to do synthesis, they weren't doing design work unless they were doing some schematic capture for asynchronous designs or whatever.
Right.
But the same thing. And even back in the early days of synthesis, it wasn't always right either.
No.
But it took some time to develop and go forward. We'll see the same thing here.
Yep. And the second thing I'll say is if you go out to the floor there, if you find a company that doesn't have the letters AI in their booth, every single, the marketing person has been fired unless they put the letters AI in the booth. And the question becomes, okay, what is really AI? And at some point, we may need some type of standardization that if you run certain tools and they do, produce certain types of results, okay, now maybe you can claim AI. This is a lot like I brought the example of years ago, there was something called imitation maple syrup, but we're not allowed to use that anymore because the maple syrup companies came out and said, no, you can't pretend that you're maple syrup. And so now it's a pancake syrup.
And it tastes better than real anyway.
Yeah. Well, and so
used to it.
And so the point is that at some point, we need to somehow make some kind of judgment about how much AI is this, or is this just a good, really nice advanced tool? That's all I'll say for now.
Thank you.
Please, we'll go in.
No more.
So then I want to piggyback on what Cliff was saying. Am I going to lose my job to AI? And the answer is yes, you are, if you want to do the same thing again. Right? You're going to pick up your AI skills, or you're going to pick up new methodologies, new way of doing things, because the old way is going to stagnate you, and that's why you're going to lose the job. Not because you don't know anything, or not because somebody else is doing your jobs. And every so often, whether you talk about 3 years, 5 years, 10 years kind of cycles, you see changes taking place. So if you want to be the carpenter to build the furniture the old ways, by cutting wood, etc., right? You can do that. And in fact, you're going to be in high demand because those who want to do custom furniture are in fact looking for those hands-on carpenters. But they're looking for 2 out of 200,000. Right? The other 199,800 and whatever 998, they are all working in factories because things have been automated, right? So keep up with times, right? That's really the answer to that question. That it's not just simple numbers game. Oh, you had 100,000 people in the industry and now you would need only 10,000. That's not the thing. But we would need 10,000 people who are better trained with new technologies, new tools, new methodologies, and so on.
Okay.